Welcome to Smalltalk Daily for Thursday, March 11th, 2009. This morning we're going to continue our look at widgets in ObjectStudio by taking a look at the text collector. So let's open up this example that came in with the sample browser. And we've got a little text widget here, and all it's really doing is reading lines from a text source file and dumping them into this control. Now, this is a read-write control, although it's been specified as read-only. But it's just a little widget that you can put text into. And in this one you've got the ability to inspect the text. So the tree widget comes up. So let's close this and take a look at how this is coded. We'll go into the designer, and we'll bring up the editor, double click on this, and that'll bring this up. Now all this has is that it's got a label, collector 1, and no actual behavior behind it. So that's not terribly interesting. It's called collector 1. The interesting behavior is down here in these buttons because they use the API. So we'll go into button 1. Look at the methods behind that. It does this add text. We'll look at that in a moment. Then we'll look at inspect. It does this inspect text value method. We'll look at that. And then finally, the clear button. Look at the methods for that. It does clear. So having looked that over, we'll close. Actually, before we close this, let's do one thing. We'll go to Form Item, New Item, and we'll just take a look at which one of the widgets this is. This is the text collector widget. So when we put that down, that's how we get this. So let's close all this stuff down. So close the designer, and now we'll hit Browse on this, and we'll take a look at the code. Now the API behind the text widget in ObjectStudio is pretty clear and easy to use. So when we want to add text to it, all we do is tell it next put all, and it's doing a next string, but don't worry about the API for reading the file. What we're doing is next put all. So very obvious here, CR. So it's just like dealing with the transcript in VisualWorks, really. The API is a little different. You have refresh to update it. So the API is similar, but not exactly the same. But it's a very clear and easy to use API. Go to clear. Again, clear clears it. And inspect. We just do a get value to get the current text out of it. And then we can inspect it. So you can see that the API behind this is pretty easy to work with. And if you want to see how this thing works, what I'm going to do in inspect is I'm going to change this method a little bit. I'm going to take this get value out by commenting it out. And let's go ahead and do that. And now we'll run this again. Let's hit inspect. And now we see that it's a text collector control. So let's close that and close this. And we'll just browse that class. So browse class named, text collector, and we'll select control down here. Hit OK. And there you go. You can look over the API. You see that it's pretty simple. We've got all the API methods over here. It's very simple, very direct, and easy to work with. And you can see that many of the methods are similar to what the transcript has over in VisualWorks. So if you've used VisualWorks, you're going to be very familiar with this. Likewise, if you've used ObjectStudio and you want to dump stuff to the transcript in VisualWorks, you're going to be familiar because you've looked at this. So anyway, that's about it for the text collector widget in ObjectStudio. Pretty easy to figure out and pretty easy to use. Until next time, have fun with Smalltalk.